Hello, my name is City2 and welcome back to my Gregtech New Horizons. I am just underneath my power substation and made even more of a mess down here. And this looks so bad. But I've added a fluid extractor and kind of did the same kind of setup I did before with the two different filters. And the reason for that is, one, I needed it for the Gravity Star. So it's going to put the neutronium and the tronium ingots and the quantum star, and I'll split them up, and also for laptron crystals. So that will split those up and make those. And the reason for that is because I finally been doing a couple things, doing some blood magic and also trying to do some tech here as well. And yeah, just did the Lapitronic energy crystal, and it does appear like it worked. Yeah, nice. So I have two now, and yeah, I'm trying to set up these recipes so I can kind of get these going as I'm doing other non-tech stuff. I just kind of want to have this running because I'm filling up with power and all sorts of stuff, so it's kind of like a side project. Now, I have everything except the Laptronic orb clusters. I need 8 of those. And I kind of debated which recipe I should go for, this one or this one. And I ended up going... I have no idea. I haven't done the math. Which one's more expensive? Which one's cheaper? I don't know. But this one uses 4 circuits. So they're only... Oh, it's actually not... I wonder if that's actually for dictionary. No, it should be, yeah. So yeah, this uses 4 LUV circuits, so I was like, nah, I'm good. So I'm using this recipe for it. It only uses 4 of those as well, because that uses indium. So yeah, but this recipe doesn't have the 8 of those in there. But I think it basically, well, it needs... Yeah, probably needs less of that. I don't know. I haven't done the math. But I'm going to throw those in there, and we need 8. So I guess we'll just craft up 6 more. It's going to take a while. What am I missing? Ruby dust. Lots and lots of ruby dust. All right, so that's something to worry about. Yep. Oof, that's a lot. Anything else? I mean, 24, that's like nothing. Ooh. 768 circuit boards. Which thing? Oh, these. Yeah, the raw electron crystals require... Alright, so maybe I should do the other recipe. Oh, wait. No, so that's only... Yeah, it needs 128 per Lapitron. But then if I do... Yeah, see, the other one requires 4 of those. Like, what are we talking about with, like, that? Well... I don't know. That doesn't require... I'm going to have to actually think about this now that I'm looking at it. Because if we do... Obviously we have... This will do enough for 4 of the things. What are we kind of looking at? You know, it does look... It needs a bit more platinum, but I think it is actually going to be cheaper. It's going to use more of those high things. All right, I just convinced myself that maybe the assembly line is cheaper. I'll have to think about that. But in the meantime, I also did something else. What the heck did I do? I completely forgot. Oh, I got some more chickens going because I was running low on stem cells, so we got that assembling. I haven't actually checked to see if that... I think they work in the other assembler now. I think they work in this if you do it in disassembler mode, but I'm not worried about it quite at the moment. Yeah, but I think that's basically... I've done a little... Oh, yeah, the other thing I kind of did was underneath the blast furnace, because I was still having some issues with the blast furnace. And I'm not sure if it was the power that's doing it, so I went ahead and switched this out for a... because I had the 2 transformers, and I don't know if that was causing an issue, so I switched it out for 1 transformer. So this can pull 16 amps of UV and transforms it up to 4 amps of UHV. So, and it all uses superconducting wire, so not a single amp, like single thing of EU is lost. So we shall see. And then this is on its own line, dedicated line that can pull 16 amps. So yeah, I'm pretty much kind of ruling out the power situation, so I'll kind of test that. But the other thing, I've been kind of working on both the setting up the recipe for... Oh, I was way off on that. Setting up this recipe. So this took me a little while to kind of like get some of this stuff done. And in the meantime, I've been also... And to blood magic, I've been doing a bit more of this kind of switching back and forth. And I am actually going to craft up a item here. I've been using the potion, so I'm just kind of leaving that for now because I'm doing other stuff. This is taking a little while. But I am creating these blood-infused iron ingots, and it needs 6,000 life essence. I think we should have enough. I need to do a couple more hits with the knife, but that should be good. Maybe 2 more. So I need 16 of these blood-infused ingots. So like I said, as I've been doing recipes and stuff, I've been getting these going. Now there is 2 different types of blood-infused, but if you put this in your inventory... Uh-oh. Don't... Yeah, there it goes. It does switch. So sometimes if you have the 2 of them, yeah, just hold it and it should switch. But we need 1 more, and the reason I'm doing that is for the... I did a few more runes, which took ages. But I found out while I was kind of looking around for sacrifice stuff, I was like, okay, so there's the runes. Actually, I need that over there. I took it off. But there is these glass sacrificial daggers, and I was kind of like curious what this is, and it turns out these are like an upgraded version of the sacrificial thing, and it does take into account the self-sacrifice runes. And I'm going to craft this up. So it's just basically these 2 blood-infused plates, which needs these ingots, and some glass shards and stuff. So that I'm crafting up, and you can do it with a magician's orb, which we have. So I'm going to craft that up, and we will take a look at that. All right, I'm back, and I'm scanning up the Lapatron recipe. Got that all in the assembler, just waiting to get the data stick. I completely forgot about that. But I am trying to craft up this sacrificial dagger now. And these glass shards, apparently, there's no recipe for them. I had to Google, and apparently if you break glass blocks with flint, it says you get the glass shards from this. Oh, there it is. All right, so it looks like it's not 100%. So that's good to know. Here, why don't we just do 100? I always need glass dust, so smelt up a bunch of that. And I need 4 of them. I don't want to place too much. And that's the other thing I need to be worried about. Alright, so it definitely looks like this isn't a large drop rate. I don't know what it is, but maybe I should go do it over here with the like, do I have? Yeah, I do. All right, so we'll get this, and then I also need that glass arrowhead thing. I have no idea how to get that. Well, there we go. We just got a whole bunch more. So, rock cutter. We'll pick these up with silk mode. Otherwise, I have a chance of causing bleeding and bleeding to death. Don't want that. There we go. So glass shards. I have the 2 of those. I have my dagger here. And arrowhead. Probably... Well, I know for certain I do not have that. So let's get that really quick. Arrowhead. And 4 steel ingots. And that will get us this. And we should be able to craft this up. And this will greatly improve the amount of blood or life essence, whatever you want to call it, from stabbing yourself with the dagger. Yeah, nice. So this will just take a second now. That there. That away. Come on. All right, so yeah, Leptron. Yeah, these recipes so slow. So what I'm kind of looking at, I'll have to, when I pull up the recipe or whatever, we'll see the difference between this one and this one. But the amount of these was so much less. What was it, 768 before for those? And I tried it again, I think it was about 120 Lapatron circuit things, or 120 circuits we needed as opposed to the 700 and something, whatever it was. But we'll take a look at that in a second. That. And again, I should probably move the smelter, but I don't really like how it looks, and I don't feel like building a building around it to hide it. So we're just gonna go with, we'll leave it in the overworld, the smeltery. So need 1 glass. And I think, aren't these things what you use, like, you fill them with stuff, don't you? You do, like, yeah, you put different stuff in them to give yourself kind of like status effects for the arrows, but we have bolts, we don't need to do that, but it is definitely an option. I guess I'll throw that in there. Let's grab this and do a quick test here. Let me empty this out. And I just want to see how much of a difference we have here between the sacrificial knife and this glass sacrificial dagger. That will just drain that. So if we stab ourselves with the sacrificial runes of self-sacrifice now, we get 170, so 70% more. And go ahead and pull that out. So let's craft this up. What was it? That. I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, the sacrificial dagger, yeah. So there is that. So 170, and then with this one, we get 850. So as we can see, much better. Now the issue with this though, it does have a chance of giving you bleeding. So don't go crazy with this. Because if it gives you like bleeding 3 or something like that, it could definitely kill you. But yeah, there we go. Look how much faster that is. So pretty stoked about that. That will let us fill us up with life essence much, much quicker. All right, we're back and the thing worked. So I'm just gonna test this again. So what do we need? 768 circuits. Yeah, so much, much less circuits. Still quite a bit. The issue, well, we need so much more of these. How much indium is this? Yeah, 128 indium. So that's something to be wary of. Definitely gonna need to start doing this because this is gonna ramp up like crazy. And I really don't know if there's an easier way we're ever gonna get indium. There's no like indium ore or like small indium ores or anything. There really isn't. I wonder if indium plasma is a thing. Nope, indium plasma isn't a thing. So I had no clue if we're ever going to be able to get indium in a large scale. I'll have to kind of like look into that because we're going to tear through that very, very quickly. Especially when we start getting the higher tier ones. So yeah, we need like 8 of these. So we'll see like, yeah, that's 100 indium for these 5. Maybe it's time to drastically upgrade our UU matter production and replicating maybe. I don't know, maybe that's an option because I mean the replicator is kind of the main bottleneck here. These things, oof. I mean, it's only 1. It's not the end of the world. But, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Do these use more than 1? These don't use more than 1 amp, right? I can't remember. No, just 1 amp. But that is LUV, so UV wouldn't even like really... I don't have to think about that. There is a matter fabricator. Yeah, there is this multi-block, but it's extremely expensive. I don't know. Would have to I'd have to figure out if we can even... Well, maybe. I don't know. This is something to think about. It's the... You get it from this. Yeah. I don't know if I can even wrap this up. I would have to research this, but that is an issue. That's 10 ingots worth. I mean, but that kind of power, not that power is really that big of a deal. I don't know. Let me let me cut here and figure out what I want to do. I think I need to keep, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? To upgrade the altar to a tier 4, we're going to need some stuff here. Did finish this quest, this chapter, which is kind of cool. You do get a green check. So a couple things. We either do rituals. Well, rituals is kind of where we're at right now, actually. I think I need to bind this to get a tier 4. Don't I need like blood, crystal blood or something? I can't remember what it is. So I think ritual may be the one we're kind of looking at next. These quests are a bit annoying, actually, because if I'm crafting up self-sacrifice runes, why I'm going to want to be crafting up runes of sacrifice? Like that, you use them for 2 different things. Like, that's completely pointless. And there's nothing that comes after that, I don't think, so. Yeah, I think we're going to work towards this today. So, let me kind of work on this. These are not easy at all. We're talking 13 blank slates for this recipe. And the blood thing needs 24. Ooh, 25. Yeah, this is going to take a long time. But this is basically why I wanted to get this up with the dagger and potions and all sorts of stuff here. And also, I used a weak filling agent on the... I used it. I had 0 things left on the potion, and I used 3 weak filling agents, and I had 7 things left. Or it got me back up to 7 swigs. So I don't know if this is like 2 or 3. Maybe it's random. I wasn't paying attention, unfortunately, for that. But yeah, I guess let me get some of these large amount of arcane slabs that we're going to need here. Fortunately, I can't do anything with these. But they will be used. Weak blood shard, that's what we need for the tier 4. And you need a bound sword for that. So there's either speed runes, but I think we're going to be using these to craft up the next tier. So they won't go to completely waste. And a quick update. A couple little issues here. One is the battery, since I have a UHV battery, but it's actually running off UV power. Cutting all these things down for this super complicated, well, not super complicated, but for this recipe, it ran out of power and caused kind of like a big backlog. So I'm going to have to come up with a solution for that. So maybe crafting up the multi-block for it, or just get power into here. Not sure how I want to do that though, because it's like all the things are on the back. So can't see if there's... I don't know if the back is empty. I may have to rearrange that a bit, but maybe have a diode pulling in a UHV amp. I'm definitely not going to replace this. And that is UV. This is ZPM, isn't it? I don't remember what's on that one. Yeah, I think that's ZPM. Yeah. So yeah, that is something we need to kind of sort out. I'm gonna let that run until it kind of runs out, and then we'll come back. And then for blood magic, I set up a little thing here with arcane slabs in it, and I've realized if you put, for some reason I don't remember this being a thing, but if you put 5 in there, it'll pull them all out and put them in the thing, and they will do 5 at once. But it will, it'll wait till it gets like, if it's 2,000 life essence per, it'll wait till it pulls 10,000 before it finishes. But that kind of just makes it a bit easier. So I can do kind of like a big batch at once instead of standing here and clicking over and over again. So basically I'm just filling it up. And the other thing is, since this is a tier 3 altar, it can craft the higher tier slates. So before it can pull it out, and I've put a few speed upgrades in there, but before it can pull it out, it drains a little bit of the, a little bit extra of the life essence. So even though it says like, oh, 10,000, I think it's pulling like 10,040 or something like that. I mean, it's just right. It's just a little bit more. But if you do them all separately, that's gonna, it'll pull a lot more. So we have 10,000 in there, and if I put 5 in there, we'll see it pulls, I think, I need to do like one more hit with the dagger is kind of what I was implying with. Just to cover up the little bit extra that it pulls. If it runs out, then it will, you'll have issues. Like it'll drain. And I think it loses the life essence in it. So there we go. Yeah. So you have just a little bit left. I think I pulled, you get 850 from the dagger. So as you can see, it used 10,000 and like 400 or something. But if you do them singly, you'll lose even more. So yeah. I think I worked out I need about 300 of these though, but it's going much faster now that we have this and the self-sacrifice runes. All right, and there is all those. It wasn't, I mean, it was easy enough. It just takes kind of a lot of waiting, unfortunately. You just kind of take a swig of potion and do 20 slates and then heal up until full and then kind of going over and over again. So I think it's a bit excessive, I think, the amount that is needed. But I mean, that's kind of the goal of the pack, to be kind of difficult. I don't know, you can argue if that's difficult or is that just a time gate. I don't know. It's really kind of up to you. So I need 60, I think. I need 25, so these are 7, 63 is 7, so that's 14, and then I put so that's 21, I need, yeah. And I can turn these back into things if I accidentally make too many. So we need to make these compressed blank slates. These are the things that I feel is a bit much with these things, but all right, so there's that, and then the recipe is the ritual, yeah, these things. So this is what's going to take a while. So we need 4 blank slates, and then a blank bloodstone, which is the 9. And, yeah, I mean, I feel like if these were 4, I think that'd be a bit more reasonable. Maybe that would be kind of like, make it a little more difficult, but 9 is too much, I think. I like that it is these are like Thaumcraft, so you have to kind of do both. I think that's pretty cool. Just the amount of things is annoying because you're basically just standing there stabbing yourself for 2 hours. Like, is that fun? I don't know. I'll let you make that decision. But yeah, let me put that on. I should get better stuff, but we're working towards it, I think. I know the why don't we just, I'll do it all at once. I don't know why I was doing it like that. That in there. What are they called? I know it's this stuff. I guess it's not as much as I thought it was going to be. It's only a discount of Oh, that's right. The Infinity Armor has the really super high, crazy B discount. Yeah, 20% for each. So I don't know if it's going to be like much better with what I already have. You know, there's some better stuff, but yeah. Anyway, let me, I guess, craft this stuff up, and then I also need the... Yeah, we're gonna need some of these, which is even more blood. Thankfully, we don't need a lot of that. Yeah, just kidding. These all require that too. Oof. So, oh my goodness. Now that I'm looking at this, this is pretty crazy. This is 36 of those. The reinforced. And then we need 20. Oh my goodness, I gotta do math here again. So it's 24 of those times 4 plus 36. 132. And then, yeah, see, these require 6,000. So in order to craft all these, I'm going to need almost 800,000 life essence. And we get 850 per stab of the dagger. I have to stab myself 930 times. So there we go. And that's not including the hundreds of times I just stab myself just to get the thing. Now I could do mobs. I could do it in my mob spawner, but again, we're basically just exchanging the stabbing myself with stabbing mobs. So, yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll change this. And we'll change this to the next slate. And then I guess, yeah, we'll just get all these things and we'll come back. All right, I am back. And I got all the slates cut and stuff for creating the reinforced slates. And I got all the imperfect rituals. So I'm going to continue stabbing myself and getting all those things in... getting all the slates done in between episodes, because this is going to take me a while. And yeah, we'll come back to that. I just changed out the filter to not pull out until reinforced level. It's kind of funny saying I have to stab myself. It just sounds funny if you have no context, if you're just listening. But before we wrap up this episode, since I've kind of been doing a bit of tech and a bit of blood magic, I put all the things in here. And I realized as I was putting the recipe in, even though these take up 4 slots, or even though the recipe takes up 11, you can actually put the 4 all in one, so you don't have to do any shenanigans with that recipe, which is kind of nice. But I think I'm just going to manually put this in for now. I'm assuming these are going to work, but yeah, I could be wrong with that. But yeah, let's just get this in here manually, and then I will add the super Steve's Factory Manager. We'll automate it, because this is going to get used a lot if we want to get the ultimate battery crafted up, which I definitely do, especially if I want the one above that. So there's that. And then last we need 16 and about 3. Or I have these. So 16 coolant and 3 of those. And soldering, I think, is the first one, isn't it? Yeah. So hopefully this will work. I haven't attempted this yet. And I just realized I put those in the wrong ones. Dang it! I switched those. How am I going to do that? Oh, yeah, we'll just pull it out, I think. That shouldn't be an issue. I'm gonna have to do shenanigans here, though. That. To that. Actually, that wasn't too bad. All right, let's see if this recipe works here. Hopefully. I did everything right. So it kind of goes with those, doesn't it? That's like the next tier up. Did it go? It is not going. All right, does it? It may need... Oof. I was really hoping it wouldn't need wetware circuits, but it looks like it may. Let me craft those up really quick before we finish, and we'll be right back. And really quick, there is the ZPM circuits. I actually didn't realize these recipes had such long cook times. I was like, what is taking so long? And there's a couple things that I need to sort out. But I'll worry about that later. Just kind of with the whole process with making these wetware circuits. I'm still kind of working everything out. But let's try this again and see if it works with these. Please, please, please work. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so you do need wetware circuits for these things. So that that makes things a little more expensive, I'd say. But definitely not the end of the world. But like I said, these are end game kind of recipes. They're basically kind of like trophy items. I don't think you would normally craft this up, but what's the name of it? Energy? Yeah, so there's the energy module. And yeah, I don't know what to do about some of these recipes though. I ran out of things for, I have no more room for recipes the way I have set this up, unfortunately, because if I break this, we're gonna have some big issues. It's gonna break all the recipes. That's what I'm a little worried about. I may have to add another chest and not touch these. That's probably what I'll do. I'll add another chest right here and then connect it to Steve's Factory Manager. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because I don't want to break that. It'll break every single recipe. It'll break the condition and the input for every single recipe that I have. So, yeah, that's a bit of an issue with Steve's Factory Manager, but oh well. Anyway, made some decent progress. Like I said, I will continue crafting up the things. We're up to 25 now. I was doing that while I was waiting for circuits to craft up. And we'll come back and... yeah, we'll do the bound ritual next episode, and we will check out, I'll probably get the tier 4 thing crafted up next episode, I think. Could be wrong, though. But I think we're going to get back a little bit more into some tech tomorrow, because there's a couple things I want to sort out moving forward. Plus, I need to scan that at some point as well. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks for watching and have a good one.